You guys voted for Hogriders for the next episode of the Chief Challenge, knowing full well that if I were Superman, these would be my kryptonite. Alright, here comes the pain. Welcome, fellow Clashers, to another episode of Clash of Clans Attacks and another chapter in the Chief Challenge, Chief Pat versus Chief Galadon, episode number 5, Hogriders. Now, of course, as always, make sure that you check out Chief Pat's channel because he is going to upload his own accompanying video to this of his Hogrider attack. Subscribe so you stay up to date on all of the episodes in the Chief Challenge. And we are underway already, and of course I should let you know that it was Pat that came up with the poll selections for the straw poll, and for some reason he chose to write all Hogriders, not some Hogriders, not even say 30 Hogriders, but all Hogriders, leaving no room for any other troops whatsoever. So it was no surprise to me when it was the overwhelming winner in the poll. And we are right into the attacks. Now, my thoughts in the beginning of this were, I've got 5 spell slots for regular elixir spells. Let's try a couple of rage spells, because I was really thinking time is critical. It's 30 minutes of raiding with no heroes. And of course, I've got balloons chasing my Hogriders down. Really was hoping not to see Clan Castle troops, but I cannot tell you how many times I saw a full CC coming after my poor Hogs. And luckily they're just barely staying ahead of these balloons. And yes, of course, spring traps on the outside. More spring traps on the outside. Please stop it with the spring traps. Really making 3 stars difficult. So again, you know, I hate Hogriders. I haven't practiced with them. I avoid them at all costs. And I learned pretty quickly that maybe rage spells are not the best thing. Also, I thought maybe I won't lure out Clan Castle troops just because of the whole time issue. And of course that means that the poison spell, pretty ineffective anyway against balloons, completely ineffective against Clan Castle troops that are on the move. So here we've got 86% damage. It looks like the 3 stars should wrap up if the Hogs don't get wiped out by the king and the balloons. Now they're over those Hogs, just barely moving on once again, so quicker than the balloons. 95% damage. Luckily, finally going to wrap up this raid with a 3-star win. So off to a pretty good start, but no doubt Pat is probably off to a better start. Now, of course, looking back and playing Monday morning quarterback, I can see that deploying a poison spell would have been ideal in that situation because of the slowing effect. It would have dragged those balloons and caused them to fall way behind the Hogs. They would have no longer been a factor in that attack, but I don't know, for some reason, that did not cross my mind at all. It was just sheer panic. Now in this attack, you can see I did probe a little bit and activate a big bomb in a 2x2 square right there towards the outside of the base. Other than that, it looked like this was a pretty good setup to go after with Hogs because of the fact that everything was so tightly packed, and it was almost a certainty that that one 2x2 spot was a giant bomb. The Hogs doing a pretty good job. I did drop the poison spell to try to eradicate. So, oh, there goes a big bomb on the outside to try to eradicate some of those skeletons. But again, watching for big bombs, knowing they're going to be on the outside, and now I have no spells left. The Hogs seen so much damage. Will they survive? There's so many buildings left to try to get out of the way. One more giant bomb on this pack of concentrated Hogriders, and I'm going to be in big trouble. Watching them go over here, I just know at any moment it could happen. But I finally clear 50%, so at least there's a little bit of a sense of relief that I'm not going to lose 22 trophies on this attack. But now it's just a matter of time. With only 30 minutes to raid, I can't afford to be spending 3 minutes on a 3-star. And it's not like with the previous attacks in the previous episodes where I could really focus on getting my troops in to grab the town hall early, get in, get out with a 2-star attack. These dumb Hogs are going to wind their way around all over the place before they finally go back in and take down that town hall after the defenses were down. Now later on in the attacks, I did realize that maybe sparing a few Hogs would work out and I could use them as cleanup troops late in the attack after all of the defenses are down. We'll see that in a little bit, but for now I'm just patiently waiting. Oh, there's a big giant bomb right there. Again, just one though, so it didn't take them down. 93, 95% damage. Now they're on the Town Hall, so it'll go from 1 stars to 3 pretty quickly. But again, as you see that battle timer counting down, well over 2 minutes for this attack, and I finally add 25 trophies to my tally. I can't stand to look back. I don't want to see how Chief Pat's doing. I just panicked. I see this base, 29 big trophies, and so I'm in with the Hogriders without even thinking about all of those gaps, those 2x2 spaces where giant bombs could be lurking. There is a ridiculously placed poison spell. That was a fat finger Gallifale for certain. And now I've got the heal and the rage spells working at the same time. Of course, the Hog's running right out. There's a giant bomb at the bottom of the screen, along with little bombs, and it takes the Hogriders out. And at the top of the screen again, taking my other Hogriders down to almost nothing. They're getting chased by the Queen. They're getting chased by Clan Castle troops. And yes, I lose 20 trophies, a genuine Gallifale. And now the lead that I had going into this episode is already long gone as Pat pulls ahead. But I don't learn from my mistakes. I just get panicked and I go back in after another base and look at all of these gaps, 2x2 and 4x2 spaces where 2 giant bombs could be lurking. I send almost all of my Hogriders in on the left. This time I am trying to drop them in different places, and again, now I have brought 2 rage spells and 3 heals, sending the Hogriders in from all different directions, thinking that maybe if I lose a pack to giant bombs like the one at the top of the screen, it won't cause me to end my raid. But as you can see, instead, they go out and trigger every giant bomb individually. And before you know it, 80% of my Hogs are down. And now I have 8 Hogs left to deploy, 21% damage. I realize this is a fail. I'm going to cut my losses, save some time, 20 more trophies down. And this is just looking like one miserable episode of the Chief Challenge. So now we're back out at it, not gonna give up, and this time I have switched my tactics. I'm bringing 5 heal spells, and that is going to hopefully counteract some of these giant bombs. I'm also trying to use more of the Hogs to probe, and you can see I've already triggered 2 giant bombs, so feeling a little bit better about this raid. The first heal spell goes down, and hopefully it didn't look like there's any double giant bomb spots, at least not on the inside of this base. There goes the 3rd heal spell. And you know, the thing is with these Hogrider raids, there's a giant bomb, but it's under a heal, is I can never tell how many are left. I realize they run in these tight packs, but is that 4 Hogriders or 14? I don't know, so I'm always panicked. I'm always on the edge of my seat thinking that at any moment the raid is going to end. I'm going to have no Hogriders left. But this time it works out. They finish off the defensive structures, and there I've brought cleanup Hogriders, and this works out really well. They're going to take those outer structures down one by one, and they do a pretty good job at taking down those lower hit point structures, and this is going to save a lot of time as they clear everything on the outside and start to converge. I drop a poison spell on the King. Stay there, King. Stay there and eat the poison. No, he wanders off. So he's going to still work on some of my Hogs, but it isn't going to be a problem this time. 93% damage, a minute 20 expired already, but I think it's definitely gone more quickly than the previous raids. Certainly won't be a fail. Here comes the 3rd star. Finally, there it is, and we can add 28 trophies back to my score. So after passing numerous and countless bases with Inferno Towers and with big gaps in the center, I finally find another willing candidate. And that is part of the problem where we are now in the 2200s or so. We're facing a lot more Town Hall 10s, and that's terrible timing with Hogriders. Gotta absolutely avoid those Inferno Towers. No way I'm gonna try to deal with freezing Inferno Towers with these hero-less raids. So we're moving in, once again, 5 heal spells. It looks like no Clan Castle troops this time, thank goodness, and no heroes. Very happy about that. Spring traps galore, of course. I can't even count how many Hogs have gone flying off into space. Definitely hurting me, but I've saved 10 Hogs this time to do the cleanup like in the previous raid. Seemed to have worked pretty well, saved some time, but now we're working on those Teslas. You can see several defenses on the top right of the base. Dropping another heal spell, but there's just not that many Hogs, and so they're taking too long to get through these defenses. Maybe I should have dropped a few more. So a couple more Hogriders to lend a helping hand and just try to get through these last 4 defensive structures. And there's a giant bomb, but luckily just one Hogrider rolls over it, kind of trying to get the hang of and really think ahead this time, which I didn't do earlier, but I'm learning, and again, it's too little too late. I know that Pat is impossibly far ahead, so now it's just a matter of trying not to get demolished, and dropping the Hogriders out on the edges, getting rid of those pesky cornered builders' huts. And this, the last raid of the session, so the time didn't really matter. Let it run out, obviously. Grab the 3 stars, 27 trophies. Is it going to be enough to keep me close? No, not even close. I'm almost 75 trophies behind now. Chief Pat, obviously, more proficient with his Hogrider strategy than I was, but that doesn't surprise me. Shouldn't surprise you either. So make sure you go check out Chief Pat's episode and watch his Hog Mastery. Hopefully next episode we will see something that's more my speed. Thanks again, you guys, for watching. Don't forget to check out my other episodes. Like, comment, subscribe, and favorite for daily Clash of Clans uploads, and I'll see you tomorrow with more full attacks. And not hogs. Galadon, that was my favourite episode of yours yet. Nice job.